Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Good morning, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Lorenzo is the fourth, and welcome to my podcast, blAk Talk. First of all, I want to say this is the first episode, so thank you so much for tuning in. It's going to be a very special episode. I'm going to break down why I call it blAk Talk, and this episode is also going to be targeted towards you. That is the name of this episode right here. Is just helping you out. All right. I'll go into further detail in that in just a second, but first I want to tell you exactly what blAk Talk is about. First off, I finally got the definition and the concept of what blAk Talk was, what blAk Talk was going to be about. When I kept on waking up at night, I was like, I got the name and everything like that, but it's like, how am I going to get people to understand this? I don't want it to be just a another podcast telling you how to manifest, motivational. What else can I think of? Intellectual conversations. Even though it's like those are all great things, and this definitely stems from those things that I do watch. But I just wanted more. I wanted a more in-depth conversation within myself to understand certain things. So this podcast is mainly about doing more than just understanding, but grasping and holding and becoming one with information, and however way that I'm going to do that, I can't tell you. You just got to stay along for the journey. But kept on waking up and I was like, okay, I finally figured out how I'm going to write this out in order to explain it to people, So right here next to me, I got my piece of paper and legit just wrote stuff down. I was like, oh, okay. And I'm writing in the dark on like one of them at the bottom down here. Like how I just woke up. I was like, okay, I got the pen. I'm trying to stay asleep, but I can't. So I just got up. I was like, forget it. Try to lay back down again. Got back up again. Lay back down again. Got back up. Let me check my phone real quick on that. What's the definition? I legit did this because I was like, this meant the world to me. Because I was like, I don't want to just come out here and just give you something that you've already been looking at already. I wanted to give you something different. So first off, blAk Talk is spelled without a C in the black, and the main reason why I didn't want to put the C up in there is because of representation. All right, if I put black up in there, people are going to get the wrong representation, thinking that, oh, he's talking about things dealing with equality or race or just the black culture or the black history and stuff like that. And don't get me wrong, like those are that's a great topic, that's a great platform and everything like that, but that personally is just not me. That's not something that die-heartedly interests me and isn't my real pursuit. Of course I want to know about it and learn about it, but that's just not my forte. Something that I'm just down hard in the nitty-gritty learning about. Talk, we all know what talking is, but I actually looked up the definition, and it is, where is it at? Talk is speak in order to give information or express ideas or feelings by spoken word, which is basically what I'm doing. I wrote at the top, this might be a little bit out of order, but I'm just glad that I'm able to give it to you guys, and that way you guys can get a grasp of what this is all about. blAk Talk's intentions. It is intentional messages of rules, guidelines, wisdom, truth, and human nature that are permanent and set in stone, like black ink. That was the main reason why I wanted to call it blAk Talk, because I know that once we got to a certain grade, we couldn't write in pencil anymore. The things that we did from now on with our work was permanent. Ain't no erasing it or anything like that. It's permanent. It's right then and there. You wrote it down. Can't change your answer at all. Scribbling it out makes it look bad. It makes it look bad, So the information that I'm giving is set in stone. This is what you should have imprinted and permanent on your mind. It should be in your character. It should be wired into your brain. blAk Talk gives express cemented knowledge, understanding, truth, and fact that all should have, all in hopes for you to be who you should be, not can be because that's effort, and not want to be because that's desire. And that right there, when I woke up and wrote that one, that really hit me because I'm like, who you can really just put a limit on things. I plenty of us put a limit on our limitations of what we can do every single day. We might write out a schedule. Oh, okay, this one I'm gonna do X, Y, and Z today. You're putting a limit on yourself right there. And you also requiring effort in order to do that. Then when it comes to want, this is what I want to do. That requires desire. I want a new car, I want a new house, I want to make more money, I want a new mattress or something like that. I want to do better in life. That's a desire. So what I want people to really try to understand is like things that come naturally to you. You don't have to worry about it at all. It's kind of like you're flowing with your life the entire time, and everything's just getting better. Everything's going the way that it should go. Instead of you trying to control it, you're basically fighting against the waves the entire time. Then last part that I wrote down in the dark, it says everything we write has an intention or objective, and that's what blAk Talk has, an intention to give you answers that are permanent and set in stone. And again, I was kind of like just reiterating some things, but yeah, man, that's just the point of blAk Talk. I just want to give you things that you should have permanently on your mind, besides, the things that you see every day, like the motivational and all the stuff, all the other podcasters that you watch. Great podcasts, and I'm pretty sure great topics, great dialogue that they have, during their podcasts and everything like that, or their videos, whatever it may be, collages, but this, I really wanted to do something different. I wanted to go against the grain, and that actually leads me into the topic for today, which is you. Before we even go any deeper into the later episodes, we have to get ourselves together, and I have to talk to you about you and what you need to do. So topic is you. This episode is about you. All right. The significant on each episode, we're gonna have 4 major points, and within those 4 major points, we're gonna have 3 significant points. All right. So it's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. All right. Just get it understood. Simple, plain like that. So the first major point is, who are you? And in parentheses, I wrote confronting your past. All right. The second point is, what's your why? As you can see, I'm not going in depth about these. I just want to say them out loud to you and let you ponder on them for a little bit. Next one is, where are you going? I want you to think about that for a second. And who will you be? All right. These are very much so not logical questions. They have a very simplistic answer, and it's a simplistic question as well too. It's not that simple just to answer these questions. You have to add other things into it for it all to come around full circle to make sense. It's hard to be precise as well too. But I'm just saying one more time. Who are you? You got to confront your past in order to know that. What's your why? Where are you going? And who will you be? And from all this, most of us struggle with answering these questions because we're caught up in a paradigm. And for those of you who don't know what a paradigm is, it's basically a pattern. All right. You get conformed to a group, whether you know it or not. All of us are part of a paradigm, no matter what you do. Even the top 1% or 0.4%, they're part of a paradigm. All right. They have a certain set of patterns that they follow with a specific group. Some groups are bigger than others. Some groups are smaller than others. All right. So you might be somebody who's a minimalist. Me, I like to consider myself a minimalist, even though like I don't go all the way down to nitty gritty where it's like, I got a family and stuff like that. So it's like I can't really be a minimalist. I can't push that on my significant other, but as far as my clothing that I wear, I don't really like wearing graphic tees like that. I just wear some jeans. I put on some boots, a watch. I'm good to go, baby. Like that. Let's go ahead and get it. That right there is me being in a paradigm. That I'm comfortable in. Even religion can be a paradigm as well too. Even religions altogether, that is a paradigm. So being in a book club, that's a paradigm. Being into sports cars, that's a paradigm. Anything you can think of that other people do or have in common, that is a paradigm. Trying to figure out what type of person you are and fitting into a group, that is a paradigm. There was a study done where it was in the office. This woman scheduled for an eye appointment, and basically she went up in there. Everybody else up in there was in on the prank, well, the test, and she wasn't. So she came up in there, she signed in, she sat down, and then a buzzer went off. Everybody stood up, and then they sat back down. She just looked, what's going on? And the buzzer went off again. Everybody stood up. She just looked. What the heck? On the third one, the buzzer went off. Everybody stood up. And then she stood on up with them because she didn't want to feel left out. She just started going with the flow of things, like, okay, this is just how it is, And I guess she just felt comfortable enough to do it. But that right there is a paradigm all in itself. And then those people wind up leaving. All those people that was there left. They're gone. And that buzzer kept on going off, and she kept on standing up and sitting back down, and standing up and sitting back down. And she was stuck in that paradigm. And then when other people came in, she stood up, sat back down, and then they just kept on looking at her like, what are you doing? She was like, well, the last people were doing it, so I'm doing it. Next you know, she got everybody else doing it. No explanation on why she's doing it or anything like that. But hey, man, sometimes you just get caught up in a paradigm. You just got to make sure that you're not in the wrong paradigm, or you don't get caught up in a bad paradigm, like the wrong crowd and stuff like that. So surround yourself with the right people, surround yourself with the right type of things that you want to hear, listen to, even smells as well too, and what you want to see in life. So as far as like, riding around the nice neighborhood all the time, or the nice side of town, or being around people who are just, they look like they're successful or doing good. Go to Starbucks, man. Go sit up in there. You'll see a lot of people who are doing pretty good for themselves, but you got to go to the right Starbucks. All right. But yeah, that's it for paradigms. So let's go ahead and get into the first major point, which is, who are you? Because you got to confront your past. A lot of us, the main reason why we are the way we are is because our past molded us to the person that we are today, meaning our parents, our siblings, our friends, our traumatic experiences, us getting hurt, us getting good grades, us participating in sports, whatever it may be. Our past is what makes our present up today. No matter what, that's what it is. So you have to confront that. Even me, I had to confront my past and my traumas at one point in order to see the reason why I am the way I am, or notice that, okay, I have a little tendency to do this or act this way with these people, or this side of my family, or whatever, or just act like this in general, and I don't like that no more. I want to change it and whatnot. And you got to be willing to confront that, and most people aren't. Most people are just like, well, this is how I am, this is how I'm gonna be. And it's like, no, you don't have to be like that. I know that older people who are like in their 40s, I remember my mom told me, she's like, I am this such and such, I am stuck in my ways, this is how I'm gonna be. And it's like, it doesn't have to be that way at all. As long as you confront your traumas, there is definitely always a door open for change for you, no matter what. But the first part is, trauma doesn't define you. All right, it does not define you. Even though it only defines you, it never defines you. Honestly, trauma never defines you, because once you consult your trauma and really confront it, then it's like, oh, this is what it is. The only way it can define you, you're like, oh, well, that's the reason why I am this way. And you don't do anything about it, and you don't like it at all, but you're not doing anything about it. That's when it defines you. That's when you start making excuses for yourself. That's when you're like, okay, this is just how I am. Oh, my daddy left the family when I was such and such old, and now this is why I can't stay committed, or this is why I'm not a good daddy. Shut the hell up. All right, that is not the reason why you're not a good daddy. That is not at all. All right, confront your past. Confront your past by being like, okay, my daddy wasn't there, so that doesn't mean that I don't have to be like that. I can be there for my kids. Or you can be like, hey man, I always made bad grades in school. But somehow you got to college and you're thinking that, okay, now you're in college, you're still gonna make bad grades. No. I was in high school. I graduated with a 2.4. A 2.4, y'all. Terrible. Terrible. Got to college and saw that, okay, this is a new arena basically. This is a new environment. This is a new opportunity. Times change. Your environment is always changing. Everything is always changing. So there's opportunity to change yourself as well too. And that's basically what I did. New people, new environment, new way of learning as well too. And I want to graduate with the grade point average that I really did want. I said, man, I just want to go there and graduate with this. And I did it. I had the opportunity to get it a little bit higher, but I don't know what I did, but I graduated with 3.0, and I was happy with that. I was satisfied with that. I accomplished what I wanted. But yeah, man, just know that trauma doesn't define you unless you allow it to, and that's by doing nothing about it and just sitting in your sadness, honestly. Number 2, who do you see in the mirror? When you wake up in the morning, or you're going to sleep at night, or even when you're about to use a bathroom, or you walk past a mirror, just in general, who do you see in yourself? Who do you think about when you're looking at yourself? Do you look at yourself, you're like, what we going to do today? What am I going to do about this? What am I going to do about these problems that I'm facing along this way? What am I going to do about my hair? Or what am I going to do about this attitude that I have? What am I going to do about, the situation that I just got myself into? It's like, who do you see? Do you see a person that has problems? Do you see a person who's excelling? Do you see a person who is just accepting things for how they are? Like, what is it? Because if you're seeing someone that you do not like, then you have the opportunity and the willpower, and you need the willpower to change that. Because otherwise, you're gonna keep on not liking who you see in the mirror, and nobody wants that at all. Because that's your face. That's what everybody sees every single day. You greet people with this face that you have. All right. And if you're not liking it, then your energy of you not liking yourself is going to be passed on to somebody else, or they're going to get a whiff of that. Be like, no, I can't hang out with this person. They don't even have self-respect for themselves at all. They don't like themselves. They might even try to help you, and you're just sucking their energy out of them and just letting it go to waste. So make sure you look yourself in the mirror and make sure you like what you see, or even make sure that when you look in the mirror, you know that you have some improvement, and that you know that you are putting forth that improvement time. You're putting in the work in order to change yourself. That way you can feel like, okay, I'm making progression. Number 3, what do you stand for? That is a very important one. Okay. Because it's like, who are you and what do you stand for? And a lot of people have a hard time answering this question because we were all born into this world and we're all trying to find a purpose. So it's like, do you feel like the purpose is what you stand for? Do you feel like, the people that you help along the line, in this life is what you stand for? Because honestly, that is what life is about. I mean, just think about it. When you're born, the first thing that your parents are doing is helping you along the way, that you're their pride and joy. And the first thing that you do when you're first born is helping people as well too. You're helping them laugh. You're helping them grow as individuals. Yeah, by being a toddler that somebody has to take care of. They see their capacity of what they can do in life. They can't only just take care of themselves. They can take care of a child as well too and love them. So it's like, what do you stand for when it comes down to everything? When everything is gone, what is there for you to still stand for? Do you stand for pride? Do you stand for joy? Do you stand for happiness? Do you stand for, the kids that you helped out in the past? Do you stand for, the love that your parents gave you? Do you stand for, never giving up? Do you stand for anime? Shoot, anime is amazing, and it teaches you a lot about being just this iconic individual like Goku. He likes to fight. He loves to fight. He wants to be the strongest. He just wants to fight the strongest people. It's all he wants to do. That is what he stands for. And he also stands for his friends and his family. He loves them to death, to the day he dies. And he has died a few times, for his friends and family, because that's what he stands for. Even like the Black Panthers, what do they stand for? They stood for Black lives. It stood for equality. It stood for, basically being fair, being treated how you want to be treated. It stood for equality. It stood for just things that we are still fighting for to this day. And I know what I did about my title. I know, but this is just an example. All right. So ask yourself, what do you stand for? What are you willing to die for? Honestly, what are you willing to take a bullet for? Besides just a person, what are you willing to take a bullet for? All right, on to the point number 2 of the major points. Yep, here we go. Yeah. What is your why? All right. Why are you here? Why do you feel like you deserve the life that you have right now, the air that's breathing in your lungs? Why are you taking each step each day towards something? Like, why? What's the purpose of you even being here? Like, why do you feel like you deserve all the things that you have in your life, whether it be a nice house or a cardboard box? Why do you feel like you have this lifestyle that you have? Why are you here? You have to find out why. And I know that a lot of people are saying, like, the reason why we're all here is to, in religion, they'll say, Christianity, they'll say, spread the good word, of Jesus Christ, and I agree with that. Is beautiful. Jesus died for all our sins. Like, what I'm saying, you gotta spread that good word. That way everybody can be saved and stuff like that. Or it might be like, the main reason why we're all here is to help and love one another. I know my little brother, he said, man, the main reason why we all here, bro, is to love, man. That's it. It's to love. Like, if we just love each other, like, everything will be good, bro. We just love. And it's like, that can also be a why you're here. You are here to love people. You are here to love the way people are. You're here to help people. Me personally, I feel like the main reason why we're all here is to understand, because if we all understand one another, there wouldn't be any wars. There wouldn't be any fighting, any real disputes at all. It'll be nothing but just pure, I hear you. I'm listening. All right, your turn to hear me and listen to me. Okay, we found something common. Okay, I get that. Understand the reason why that. Okay, I understand that as well too. Okay, And then when my brother chime in with the love. Okay, even though we got these certain differences, at least we understand each other. But let's still love one another and not have this debacle or this war or try to hurt one another. So you got to figure out why are you here? Even though I feel like I'm giving you the answer right now, but you got to find out another reason why you're here. These are just two of the main things that you should keep, again, imprinting in your brain. Write it down like ink up in there. Make your brain a piece of paper and write down in ink with your thoughts. Okay. Number 2, what makes you feel natural? This goes along with why you're here. And this also goes along with the 2 reasons why you're here as well, too, that I gave. Love is a natural feeling. Actually, let me not scratch that, but let me bring that back. Laughter is a natural feeling. It is. even I can go back further than that. You know what? Instead, wondering is a natural feeling. That is the first feeling that you feel when you come out the womb. Wondering, where am I? Who is this in my face? What is this in my stomach? I need something to go in my stomach. What is going on? I'm wondering why. That is a natural feeling. And all of us really need to do is just lean into that feeling. Because once we do, we'll finally start really uncovering what we really want in life. Well, not even want in life, what we need to do in life, in order to find out our why or our purpose or our reason or our certainty. So again, that whatever you do that feels natural, that right there is a beautiful feeling. Like me, I know that when I speak, it feels very natural for me to do it. I just want to go on. I want to dive when I want to feel. Well, I want to dive deeper into what I'm saying. It feels very natural for me to want that, so that I can get someone to fully really understand where I'm coming from and what I'm saying. I don't want to be just straight to the point. I want to be as simple and just keep on diving deeper, but making it simple as I can. That is my natural feeling. That's why I love to do this. Part 3, what do you love and hate at the same time? That could also be your why. I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes I love and I hate this. I love it because the fact that I want to explain more and talk more and express more, but I hate the fact that sometimes I can't get the right words out to people to understand, or even this whole setup and everything. Like, I hate the fact that I gotta edit, because it takes a while, to get everything correct, But hopefully, with making this podcast is a lot easier because let me just cut that little first part out where I'm sitting down, putting the headphones on and stuff like that, and trying to start everything off. And we go ahead and cut the other part out where I'm finally done and I'm walking out and stuff like that, and pausing the camera. But it's always going to be a love-hate relationship with a lot of things. But as long as you find that one thing that you love to do that's natural, and sometimes, it's a little hate. It's not really hate. It's like a, get on my nerves type of feeling, so not hate, but annoyingness, but it's like that just comes with the territory with having, being blessed with something, your gift, it's a gift and a curse at the same time. You're natural at it. Some people they love to do it. Some people they don't, and that's where the love-hate relationship comes in. So just try to figure out, what that natural feel is, and figure out what you love and hate, love and put up with doing. All right. Bullet point number 3. Well, main point number 3. Where are you going? All right. Where are you going? And like, first point is, what can you see? Like, where are you going and what can you see? That right there, again, these things that I ask are they require a very simplistic answer. Where are you going on in life? Ever since, I'm gonna say, when you finally figured out, like, okay, it's all on me, or everything's up to me, or I get to make my own decisions. Where are you going? It's like, what can you see out there in front of you? And it's like, it's okay to not see nothing at all. It's all right. It's okay to be building your bridge as you go, and you're just looking down. That's all you're doing, just looking down the entire way. All you see is the next step ahead that you're making and planning out. That is perfectly fine. It is okay. There's no need to rush. There's no need to be like a X-Man. I don't know what his name is, Dr. X or something. I don't know. And have a mind where it's like he can grab stuff and just build stuff and throw it everywhere. But in this case, it's like you're just looking straight ahead and you're just building your road as it goes. You just keep on walking, and your road is being built. You ain't got to worry about the steps. It is okay to not be like that. Honestly, I feel like nobody's like that. Maybe they might be like with chess and be like 2 or 3 steps ahead. We're planning for the future and knowing that, okay, I know I threw a board way 2 years ahead, cause meaning like, okay, I'm gonna keep this stuff up in here for a little while and let it marinate for 2 years. And I know once I keep on building my road or my bridge or whatever, I'll get to that point where the rope, whatever is holding that one piece of wood right there, which is when I'm supposed to take out my money out of that stock, and I'm supposed to have this much or whatever. But you gotta also think that some things don't go as planned, as we pictured, and that's okay. That's fine too, and that's really the beautiful thing about our life. You can't see where you're going, you don't know where you're going, but you still gotta ask yourself that in order to keep yourself on your toes. Part 2. Are there more questions up ahead? Of course there are going to be more questions up ahead that you got to ask yourself, or that you got to ask someone, or you got to ask your parents, or that you got to ask God, because you're going to ask God a lot of questions unintentionally, and he's going to answer those for you intentionally, but in a very, I want to say in a discreet way, but in a way that you're not even going to know, like, God just answered this for you. And some people, they see that God answered it for them, but not everybody can, I guess, understand when God is speaking to them. Even me, I had problems with knowing when God is talking to me. I remember I was talking to my homeboy, and like, he's deep in the word. He mimes. Shout out to my boy Mike Hicks. You feel me? That's my boy right there. That's my college best friend. That's my dog. You know what I'm saying? That's my ace goon. You feel me? Shout out to my nephew, Kason, and hey Chelsea, keep on doing what you're doing, girl. Beautiful family. But I asked him, I was like, hey man, so like, I know you be telling me that, you fast and everything like that, but how do you know when God answers you? And he was like, honestly, bro, I don't know. I was like, bruh, like, give me something, like, dang. And I was like, oh, okay, that's understandable, but I told him, like, hey man, like, I don't know when God's talking to me. I don't ask him to answer me or anything like that, but I will say that I get this gut feeling at times where I just go along with something. I know my first apartment, which is the one I'm in right now, you wouldn't know that. Actually, you would. You actually would, yeah. But anyways, but I just felt in my gut. I was like, I just got up. I was like, come on, sweetheart, we gotta go get this apartment. And we had been looking at multiple. Well, she wanted to look at multiple ones. I was done with them and stuff like that. But I just went there. I said, here you go, a deposit. Okay, let's go do it. Okay, bet. All right, when's gonna be ready? Okay, on this day. Boom, bada bam. Okay, let's go get some furniture now. It was just like everything went by so dang on smooth, and we've been in this apartment ever since, and it's been fine, but honestly, it's like sometimes you're gonna have questions up ahead, and sometimes you're not. You're just gonna just roll the dice, or you're just gonna feel it and know it for sure and feel it in your gut, and honestly, that is a beautiful thing to feel. It's amazing when you feel something in your gut and you just go with it. It's such a relief. It's, you don't have to think at all. You just like, all right, bet, got it. But next, last one. Is there a destination? I put in parentheses. There shouldn't be. There should not be a destination at all. And the reason why I say that there shouldn't be a destination is because your life is going to continue to change, and you have to just roll with the punches that come with it. You have to roll with the changes as well too. And I'm not gonna say don't settle, and I'm not gonna say just keep on, pushing and pushing. But don't have a destination, because once you feel like you have a destination, that's when you're like these celebrities, like, okay, I don't reach this point, but I don't reach Mount Rushmore. Now, what's the next thing for me? What's next? Because honestly, that's what defines you. If you put a cap on yourself, you know what I'm saying, that right there would drive you insane. You know, it's kind of like if I wanted to be an actor, that's all I wanted to be all my life. I know that. No, actually, I wanted to be a track athlete. I wanted to run in the Olympics. I wanted to run 400 meter hurdles. That was my dream. I was like, that's what I want to do. And it didn't happen. And it was a blessing, honestly. It really was. From my other videos that I have talking about the military, since track ended for me back in college and whatnot, got injured and I just couldn't, bounce back how I wanted to. Still got a swag ring from it. I don't know where it's at right now, but after that, I really start deep diving into what a man should be. I joined a fraternity, and it put me on a whole different path, and it changed my whole perspective about life and how I felt about myself and my mind and what I really need to be doing and what I want to do. And it really helped me find out, like, hey, I really want to be able to speak very well and speak to people and give them information in order to help them. So I was like, I want to be a motivational speaker. And that lasted for a little minute. I wound up starting this thing called Milk Tips, on my Instagram. Y'all should really go follow me. I don't do Milk Tips anymore, but on my old page, I still have them up there. I'll try to find the link for that. I'll put it in the description below. But I started Milk Tips right after I graduated. The day after I graduated. Milk Tips was just some inspirational stuff, some wisdom, that I was just trying to give out every single day. I was dropping one, even if it was some BS. I'm dropping it. Like I felt myself getting a little lazy with it, and that's when I really started to understand and feel like I really want to put some real effort into this and really hone in on it. And I was 24 at the time. Now I'm 27, and it took me 3 years to finally get to this point right here. So imagine you just on my Instagram, you go to my story, you see me, good morning, good night, ladies and gentlemen, a whole bunch of energy. Just a whole bunch of energy. That's all it was. Just energy the entire time. And then it got to a point where I'm outside and I'm setting up my tripod and my camera, and I'm just trying to spit something out, nonstop, for at least like a good minute or two, trying to make it real short for Instagram, Then it got to a point where I'm like, okay, let me just take a break, because I want to come back with vengeance and with something that's very, very good. And I want to go to the military. So things didn't, go. This ain't supposed to be a story time, but I'm just trying to get you guys to understand some things. That's all. That there is no destination. Honestly, like, you're not in charge at all. No matter how much hard work, how much dedication, no matter how much consistency that you put into it, it's like you're not really in charge. It's not gonna go the way you want it to go at all. It's not. Even if you're an athlete, even if you made it to the NBA, it didn't go the way that you wanted it to go exactly. There were some setbacks. There were some things that you had to, get over and stuff like that. You had a point where you didn't think it was gonna happen for you, but it happened. I mean, it still happened, but it just didn't happen the way you wanted it to. And even with some folks, it's like the NBA. I know Kobe Bryant. He was like, the NBA isn't it for me. He started going to a new field of, I want to say it was film. He was like, it's time for another journey. NBA wasn't his final destination. It was just another stepping stone, honestly. But don't have a destination. Just prioritize growing and doing more, and just make sure you leave nothing on the table when it's your time to go. Even though that's going to be a hard thing to do, because we are all creating God's image, and God gave us so much to give to the world. He gave us so much to give. Last point. Who will you be? All right. Who will you be? The first point is, don't be content with it. Don't be content. What I mean by don't be content with who you will be is just don't be hesitant on it, or I forgot what contentment. I think I used it in the wrong context. I'm sorry, y'all. But what I'm trying to say is, when you ask yourself who are you going to be, and don't be content with it. I mean it by as don't be so caught up on it. I know at one point I was so caught up on being, I'm gonna say Mr. Nice Guy, Mr. Do Everything Right, Mr. Just everything that you missed. I was just trying to be certain things that just wasn't gonna work out at all. That was just gonna drive me crazy, and I couldn't do it anymore. I could not. That's part of the reason why I stopped doing my milk tips as well too. I can't. I'm not this energetic no more. I'm not. Don't get me wrong. I can be energetic, but it's like that's not the persona that I want to put on anymore. So it's like, who are you gonna be? Is what do you actually want to be? What naturally comes to you? Nowadays, I'm just calm and collected and chilled and stuff like that. When I'm presenting myself on my platforms, that's my presence that I want to give now. It's not all hyped up and stuff like that, on my, I guess you can call it my vlog, when I'm talking about my military stuff and other things that will come later on. I guess you'll get more of my personality and stuff like that. But when it comes down to this is something that is precious to me. This is my baby right here, So don't be content, or don't be worried about it. All right. Don't be worried about it too much. It'll come naturally to you, but you just have to be able to give into it and be able to let go of who you were at one point, because it's like, that's just all part of growing. Don't be a settler. All right. Settling does not feel good. Settling does not feel good at all. You see sand when it settles down to the bottom of the ground. To the bottom of the ocean, or to the bottom of the water or whatever. It's just it looked dry, but it's wet. Settling doesn't feel good, because it will always have you questioning what you could have done, what you should have done, who you should have been with. Just all that questioning stuff. Settling is just gonna be a constant reminder of what you did not do, what you did not become. So, and that right there would be just a curse. Settling is a curse that you should never have. Actually, right now, I rebuke the curse or the demon of settling. I rebuke it. Point blank, period. You will not be a settler at all. You will not. You will go for what you want to go for. Actually, no, you will let things come naturally to you. All right? Because that is beautiful. That is a beautiful thing. Just like with eating natural food, eating natural supplements, just everything that's natural, it just helps you out in life. If you work too hard, or if you try too hard, it's not gonna flow the way you want to at all. If you try to emulate somebody, to the T, it's not you, man. It's not. Okay, so just don't be a settler, but also just don't be a try hard. All right. Be cool with it, or proud of it, not disappointed in it. All right. Just make sure of those things, that when you finally see who you're going to be cool with it, or be proud of it. I prefer being cool with it, because I don't know what it is, but when I think about it, like when you pass away, you just cool with who you came out to be. I'm cool, man. No worries. It's like you die with a smile. I'm cool with it. I'm straight. It's okay. It's like a movie. If somebody dies, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be all right. I know it sounds weird. When you find out who you're gonna be, and you're proud of it, it's like, wow, I did it. But it's just like, at the same time, it's like, you still feel like I'm cool with this as well too. So at the end of the day, proud is cool, in my opinion. I'm cool with how I came out to be. Kevin Hart would be like, yeah, I did this and did that. I'm cool with it. Anybody can do it. That's what it is. Anybody can do it. Anybody can do certain things on this earth. As far as like accomplishments and all that, being a good dad, being a good mom, being a great teacher, a great coach, being a good president, being a great traveler, be a great influencer. Anybody can do it, and some of these people reach it at great feats, but it's like at the end of the day, it's like anybody can do it. So it's like I'm cool with who I turned out to be. Just don't be disappointed in yourself. That goes back to having regrets. Having regrets again. That is a curse for real, man. It is. How they say, you can't take stuff to the grave. You take regrets to the grave. Honestly, you really, really do. You really, really do. So yeah, but that's all of them, you guys. I hope you guys remember all these. I'm gonna repeat them back to you. The 4 major points. All right, 4 of them. Who are you? You gotta confront your past and know who you are. What's your why? Where are you going? And who will you be? All right. Don't get caught up in a paradigm. That's just a little extra. Don't get caught up in a paradigm. And for my closing statement, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you choose to be, make sure it's in wherever you choose to be, make sure it's in God's direction for you. All right? Because at the end of the day, God, He created us all in His image. He's really the one steering this ship. Okay? You are not in charge. All right? Things may happen. He knows that you're ready for them. He knows you can get through them. All right? And He knows what's best for you. All right? I thought that me being a Olympic athlete was gonna be great, but it didn't turn out like that. I thought that being a military man, was gonna be great. Didn't turn out that way. So he was like, nah, I need you to do this instead. So this is what I'm doing, and hey, I still have a smile on my face after all the things I've been through. Okay. But y'all tune in for the next episode. I'm gonna be trying to don't ever use the word try. All right. I'm going to drop these as often as I can. Again, this is blAk Talk. This is my podcast. This is my platform. This other segments will be extended out from this, but until that time, just enjoy blAk Talk. Where I'm just giving you stuff that you should have imprinted on your mind. Make your mind into a white piece of paper and take your thoughts and make those into a black pen and write them down. That's it. Write your thoughts down in your mind. All right. Everything that I try to tell you is going to be nothing but truthful, factual, wisdom, like common knowledge, but more of an understanding. I'm going to do my best to be more of a, I wouldn't say like an intellectual, but a dumbed down intellectual. The main reason why I say dumbed down intellectual, because intellectuals can take it a little far. You gotta let me take that back, But I want you to know that I do know what I'm talking about, and that I want you to know exactly what I'm talking about as well too. That way we can have a deeper understanding of this world and just what it means to be a human being and to be living in this life that we live in. But this episode right here, it's all about you, and it was for you, and I love you. But y'all remember to be blessed, stay blessed, do your best, never settle for less. God is love, never stress. Of course, y'all know the rest. Go ahead, give me a follow on Instagram. That's where I'll be dropping, of course, more content on there as well too about blAk Talk and other things as well. So stay tuned. I love you guys. Go ahead, subscribe, hit that notification button as well too, and I'll catch you guys next time.